Welcome back. This is Subtunes. I'm Mike. Continuing on with this series that got some really good response. Rock and Roll High School. It's basically going to be records that kind of came out. I think I'm going to stick to records that came out when I was in high school. There'll probably be a smattering of records that really influenced me, into my later years, or stuff that I played a lot. But for the most part, I think I'm going to stick with stuff that I bought in high school or came out in high school. This is a fun series. I'm having fun with this actually. I'll be honest, after I'm going into almost 4 years of making videos, and I'm running out of shit to talk about. So this has kind of rejuvenated me a little bit. I'm a little more excited about making some of these videos. So yeah, let's do it. This came out when I was in high school. This is an absolutely wonderful record. This is a new wave masterpiece, and this is Flock of Seagulls. This is Listen, and I totally dug this album when it came out. Now this is this is new wave. New wave was, these guys were leading the charge. Bands like them and Missing Persons and and Devo. These were big bands, and this album sold a lot. This is the one that had Wishing on it, which was, man, I love that song. That the Iran song, that's not on here, is it? No, that's not on here. That's on the other one. But I like this record. I like this a lot better. The song Nightmares, What Am I Supposed to Do, closes the first side, and then Electrics and The Traveler opens side two. This is perfect. This is great all the way through. Over the Border, The Fall. I've always dug this record, and I played this a lot. This is what I purchased when I rode my bike to that record store every Tuesday. This was definitely one of them, and I had to have it. I was kind of a classic rock kid, but I also, because I listened to the radio so much too, whatever was on the radio caught my ear, and stuff like this was on the radio all the time. The song Wishing was a huge single. And I dug even the new wave stuff, being the classic rock kid, the Doors and Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and all that, which I'm not going to show stuff like that. Yes, I love the Led Zeppelin 4. I love The Wall. I love Animals. And I'm not going to show those records. Nobody wants to see me show Led Zeppelin 4 and talk about it. We all know it's one of the greatest albums ever recorded. So these are kind of just different stuff. This is another band I absolutely loved in high school. And this is actually a reissue. I think this was a reissue from Record Store Day. My original was really banged up, so that's why I bought this, and I ended up selling my original. But this is the Fix, Reach the Beach. Cool ass cover, man. Cool ass cover. I honestly think when I was a kid, I bought this because of the cover. And I also remember, you remember when you would go to record store days and like the record companies would send posters, and they would send like cardboard cutouts of records of the cover of the record, and my record store always made like cool designs on the wall, like little just different displays with all of the cardboard cutouts of the cover and like other merchandising. And on, I think it was like once a month, maybe it was less, but once a month I would go to the record store. This was Lowry's Records up in Deerfield, Illinois, and I would go in and they would be changing the displays. And I would go in there when I knew they were doing it, and I would take the displays off the wall and put them on my wall at home. And then I would actually rotate my posters on my wall. Like every couple of months I'd put up like a fixed display. Like I was a record store in my room. Fucking nerd. But it was fun, and this is a great record. This is awesome. This is probably their best. Although I think I like most of their records. Even they have a couple of late career records that were really good. I saw them, God, it's probably 10 years ago now. They were promoting one of their late career records, and it was a great show. They were terrific live. They were in this tiny little theater. It was really, really cool. Yeah, they were a good live band, and I believe they're all still in the band. There might be maybe one new member, but you can still catch them live, and I highly recommend it. One thing leads to another was the big single. Sign of Fire was a big single. Saved by Zero, huge, huge. Deeper and Deeper. This also has the long version of that. And then the title track, Reach the Beach, really good. This reissue has the song Going Overboard, which was the B-side for One Thing Leads to Another, which is a really good song, and it's not on the original. So another reason I picked this up. Excellent, excellent record. Reach the Beach by The Fix. Cool band. Underrated 80s band, I would have to say. This didn't come out in high school, but this was the very first cassette I ever bought. And I bought it when I lived outside of Boston. My dad drove us. We went to get haircuts on a Saturday morning, and there happened to be a record store right in the same little strip mall as the barber. And I don't remember the name of it. I want to say it had a guy's name. I don't, you know what? Maybe it was Rose Rec. I don't remember. It was a tiny little place, and that's where I bought my very first Gary Newman cassette, "The Pleasure Principle." And I think the same day I bought this cassette, and this is Foreigner's Double Vision. I dug this, and then I ended up buying the vinyl anyway when I started getting into vinyl, because originally I only had a little Radio Shack, the little Radio Shack cassette player, and then I graduated to records, and I bought this record. This is from that early 80s, and this is their best record, I think. I mean, I haven't played a Foreigner album in probably 25 years, but if I'm gonna play one, it's gonna be this one. Hot Blooded, I always dug that song, man. Just that opening guitar riff was so freaking cool. I just loved Hot Blooded. And then Blue Morning Blue Day was kind of that bluesy number. It was great. You're All I Am, Back Where You Belong. Love Has Taken Its Toll. That's a great song. And then it opens the second side with the title track Double Vision, and ends the whole thing with Spellbinder. Great song. This is their best album. This beats Foreigner 4 by a mile. I did not like Foreigner 4. Well, I liked Jukebox Hero, and but I thought the rest of that wasn't very good. But yeah, Double Vision. This one stuck with me for a long time. I really liked this record. Like I was saying earlier, man, new wave was everywhere, in the early 80s. And this is the first I heard of Devo. I didn't know anything before this record. Now I know everything. This is Freedom of Choice, Whip It. We were dancing to that at high school, sock hops and turnabouts, and yeah, kind of weird that 13, 14, 15-year-olds were dancing to Whip It at the turnabout dance, but whatever. It was a different time. This is a great record. This was everywhere. This is a, when did this come out? Was this a record store day too? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. But cool ass vinyl. I could probably turn it the right way, Mike. But yeah, cool vinyl. Really dig that. Sounds good. I think all of these Devo records sound really good, especially what's the other one? We are men. We Are Not Men. That one sounds great. So that was a big record, and this was a huge record. I mean, this was one of the biggest records of my high school existence. And like I said, I went to high school. I'm going like junior high to high school, so early 80s to 85, 86-ish. This was enormous. In Excess, Listen Like Thieves. I loved In Excess. They were them, the Psychedelic Furs, probably my favorite 80s bands. I liked a little bit of U2, but not much. The first 3 records of U2 I really dug. This was an incredible record. I mean, this has everything on it. What You Need, Listen Like Thieves, Kiss the Dirt, Shine Like It Does, Biting Bullets, This Time, Same Direction. This is huge. 85 this came out. Huge album. I really liked this band. I don't think they made a bad album. There's a couple of the later ones, they weren't as good as the first, 3 or 4, but Cool band. Sadly missed. And you know, yeah, I was going to go into another story about In Excess, but I'm not going to. Probably not the time or place. But yeah, In Excess, great record. That's 5 records from Rock and Roll High School. My years in high school. It's kind of fun going back and listening to these records again. I've been listening to all of them. So when I listen to all 5 and then I make the video, and it's been exciting. You know which one I really liked out of that bunch was Reach the Beach. I hadn't listened to that in a long time, even the reissue, because that came out a few years ago. I don't think I've listened to it since I bought it. So, yep, that's it. You guys have a great day, and I will talk to you very, very soon.